So guys, as you just saw, the Red Z is finally running. It runs. I still have a lot of stuff to do on it, a lot of kinks to work out. I forgot to bleed the brakes and the clutch, so I have to do that later on. But right now, we have a Kia to put coilovers on. So let's go ahead and run out to the front and bring this Kia around. So guys, this is the suspension for the Kia. It is not actually a coilover suspension kit. It is just a lowering suspension kit. New struts, new springs, and like new tie rod ends. So what it's going to be is it's going to be like a full basic stock suspension kit on this car. They probably didn't make a regular coilover kit for this car yet because it's too new. So they're using that kind of suspension for this. But it should be easy. It's basically going to be like Vin's car. I have to go over to Peter's shop then and go use his spring compressor so that I can compress these springs and get the top hats on. So that is what's going to be going on with this. And yeah, should take probably all day. Okay guys, so what I have here is the new spring, the new strut, the old top hats, and the old nuts that are on the top of the struts. So how I got the top hats off was, these ones are super simple. They actually have nuts on them, so I just put them down on the ground and I just took the nut off. So what I'm doing now is I'm taking all of my parts for the front and I'm going next door to Peter's shop so I can use his spring compressor and do that, and then I will be putting the fronts back in. So let's do that. And then, bam, done. It helps to have the right tools to actually do the job. So this is the actual spring compressor that you need to put on coils and struts and do all the good stuff like this. So it gives you a little diagram right there, right here, how to put the strut and the spring and everything into it. And then you just go from there. You compress the spring, you take off the top nut, you take out the strut, you put the new spring and strut in. Bam, there you go, done. So that took me all of 10-15 minutes to get both of these done, lined up properly and all that good stuff. So now I'm going to go back to the shop, bolt everything back up, make sure everything's nice and tight, and move on to the rear. Okay guys, so all the suspension is in, fronts are done, everything is tight, rears are done, everything is tight, new springs, new struts, same top hats though, all the way around, new struts, new springs, in the front there's new tie rod ends. My hands are just absolutely black, but this thing's all done. Put the wheels on it, put it down. It should have dropped it about an inch and a half all the way around. It should just be like my car where it's just a little bit lower than factory, which is good because this car doesn't have coilovers, so you can't adjust them. The thing I'd have to do is I'd have to put them back to stock and I'd have to tell the person that you have to buy coilovers, which would suck. But this thing's all done. We're going to, like I said, put the wheels back on, put it down on the ground, put all this stuff back in the trunk for them, and move on with the day. Sadly, later on, I have to do more coilovers right here for an R8. Not too thrilled about that. But with Peter's machine, this should go by a whole lot faster. So let's go ahead and get done with the day and then go down to these things. So guys, here we go. Car is all done. It's lowered. It's about, I want to say, 1.5 inch drop in the front and probably about 1 inch in the back. Just a little bit better stance in the front. The back, I could say, would probably be better to drop about another 1/2 inch. But that's just myself. You could still fit about 2 fingers in here, while up in the front you could probably only fit like 1. Yeah, it's about a 1 finger difference. I mean, you could jam 2 fingers in there, but it's lowered. The customer should be really happy about this, but it looks really good and I like it. I actually like this car a lot. It's turboed, got some nice wheels on it, it's 4-door, it's pretty sick. So let's go ahead and park this back up front and get on to the next project. Okay guys, so I am back onto the Red Z here. It is like 5 o'clock. I'm going to do the last thing before I move on to something else for today for myself and Vin, because we got to get these coils done. I forgot to bleed the brakes and the clutch, so I am going to do that right now. I'm going to bleed the clutch first, get the clutch pedal back, then I'm going to bleed all the brakes and get all the brakes back, and that should probably wrap it up for the day. And then I will go over to Peter's and see if I can get at least 2 of these things done before he closes up the doors. So let's go ahead and bleed these brakes. Okay guys, so we're back up here at Vin's shop. The R8 is looking fresh. The mirrors are back on, the door panels are back on. Still a lot to do in the engine bay back here, but it shouldn't be that hard for him to do it. Kiara is filming herself. What's up, you guys? Vlogging. But the coilovers are all done. They're right here. Not too bad. Just took about like, oh no, all day to do this pretty much. But they're all ready to go back in. So let's go ahead and get these back in here. All right, Vin, so how's she looking?
She's looking great. Suspension's in. Stoked to drop her. We maxed them out. Figured it'd be easier to raise, but
exactly.
Hopefully it's dumped and perfect.
Perfect. So the fronts are all in, the liners are back in, everything's tight, screws are on both sides of the front. So now we are on to the rear. Dude, I don't know where all the screws are for the rear. Are they all in that like cup right there? That blue cup?
Yeah.
Okay, so the fender liners in the rear good to go back on.
What about the heat shield thing? I don't know, Sparky, the other guy that took the car apart, is here too, so.
Okay, well maybe he can work on that while I'm trying to put the coils in, and we can work it.
Well, I don't know if we're gonna be in his way. He's gotta fix this bumper. It's too far to the right. See that? It's in, and here, it's out, but we'll fix it.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna do one side at a time. Hopefully I'm not in his way, and we'll get to stay on the ground tonight. So guys, the R8 suspension is all back in. The front isn't that low. It dropped about 1.5 inches like it says in the booklet. He's getting wider wheels, so there might be a little bit of fitment issues, but there might not be. He said he can run a little bit of camber on it just to make sure that he doesn't rub all that much. But the back still needs a bunch of work done to it to get it so that it will run and drive. My vape is going off in my pocket. We have to get the rear bumper back on, run this wire for the Valvetronics, put the air filters back in, the heat shields, the fender liners, and just a bunch of other stuff. So we're gonna do this over the weekend or like the rest of the week and just get a bunch of stuff done. But right now we're all hungry, so we're gonna go to get some food, and that's about it for this video. So I'll either end it now or tomorrow morning, so we'll figure it out. So guys, like I said, I'm gonna end the video a little bit later. It's nighttime now. It's about time that I go to bed, make some food, and just get out of here. So yeah, that's about it for this video, guys. If you guys like this video, don't forget to subscribe, hit that like button, comment, share, do all the good stuff. More to come in the next few days, and I'll see you guys in the next one.